Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. Now, as you'll be able to see on the screen, the voting has now closed for what is going to be the next official creature for Ark Survival Evolved. We now have a date of when the winner is going to be announced, and it looks like it is going to be in the next community crunch. We're going to be going through all the information in today's video. I am so excited, as this is going to be the last creature. You know, the amount of times I've said that, and then Wildcard Surprise another one, but it's meant to definitely be the last one this time. Now, if you guys get all the news you need to know, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, as it supports me so much. The support on the channel, you know, the last couple of weeks, I just can't thank you guys enough for it. But yeah, so let's get in with the video. So as you can see, Ranked Vote was the website they used, and the way it worked is you basically had to drag your out of the 10 creatures that are coming to the game, you had to drag the creature that you wanted the most in first, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth. You guys understand how it went. And then your least favorite creature at number 10. Then at the end of this voting, it basically calculates how, you know, like from first. So even if you put a creature in second, that could still have had lots of first. So your second kind of pushes it up to a win, if that makes sense. So it all balances out that way to make it fair. And as you can see, the winner will be announced on the 10th of February at Survive the Ark. So they'll post this in the community crunch, they'll announce it on Twitter, all of that stuff. So it will be this Friday, so you do not want to miss out. It's going to be massive. And as I said, I'm not mentioning what creature I want to win, but I really, obviously, as it's got closer, I think it's become a little bit more real again that it's going to be in the game. And I kind of hope the one I want, well, of course I hope the one I want is going to come to the game. But we're going to be reading through the different ones. Let me know in the comment section what you voted for. And yeah, so this is the last time I'm going to be looking at the creature votes now until the official winner. So this was the finalist discussion. We're not going to talk too much about them because I've done full run throughs of them, but obviously we had the Hatsi, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but basically the Lord of the Skies is what I always call it. It's meant to be, if it's somewhere here, I think. So it's meant to be just about bigger than a Quetzal. Yeah, so it's there. Despite being slightly larger than a Quetzal, they are far better at moving while grounded. So yeah, I like the idea of it. And apparently from taming, you have to jump onto it from high above and hold on tight because you're about to be taken off for the craziest ride in Ark. Again, I'd be interested to see where this one comes. I hope they show us the results of what of how close it was. I know they usually do it with first and second, but I'd like to see all 10 to see where everything finished. And then we have the Nothrossaurus. Now, surprisingly, I think this is going to have more votes than a lot of people expect because it's actually a really cool dino. You know, it's basically like your travel buddy, as it said, and some of the really awesome things you can actually do is it's truly great for traveling semi-fast on land, but even a faster swimmer. The saddle on its back has a bar for you to hold on while underwater, and when it launches itself out of the water as well. It usually dives down into water and launches itself back into air, basically it's your creature for, so as you can see this as well, it's your creature for underwater travel massively. So don't worry about oxygen when swimming because the Nothrossaurus will provide oxygen bubbles for you, but be warned, it can only provide them from around 2 minutes. So this is really meant to be, I want to see that image. If someone done like an even, look at that. That's kind of how it's meant to look like. I've never seen this before, but it looks awesome. So yeah, I actually think this could have more votes. Do I think it's going to win? I don't think so, but if it does, I would not complain. So then we have the giant cheetah. Now, there's 2 creatures on this list for me that I know I don't want to, I can't, guys, the voting's close. Anything I say now doesn't matter. But I have to say that out of the top creatures that are coming to the game, the giant cheetah and the giant cave lion, I would say, is actually at the bottom for me because I love them so much. And like, you know, who doesn't love a cheetah? Who doesn't love a cave lion? They'd look so cool and scary in game. And the cheetah could have like so many different abilities about how fast it is, how it can like hunt its prey, everything like that. But I think when it comes to like the dinosaur game, you know, well, I know it's Wildcard is not a dinosaur game, but you know, especially Ark 1, but it, you know, I want that kind of excitement exciting, proper creature, if that makes sense. I mean, sorry if this was your vote, and don't worry, anything I say now won't impact the voting, but I still thought it sounded cool, but that's just kind of the way I've been feeling about it, kind of having more of a dinosaur type creature in the game rather than a modern creature. I know this version's not a modern creature, but, you know, there's still cheaters about now. Anyway, we got the Rosanna. This one is very, very cool. Wait, I've just thought about something. Can I now tell my vote? Can I do it? Right, let me just think about this. So the voting's closed. If I say my vote now, it can't mean anything, can it? I was going to wait until the actual day, but I feel like I can say it. So, yeah, I'm allowed to say it now. So I did vote for this. Rosanna came second, right? I can't. Why am I getting so excited? Like, it's only me just telling you my vote, but it's because I've been holding it in for so long, and I wasn't gonna say it until the actual day. But so I'm actually. Let's go through the creatures, and then I'll tell you my vote at the end of the video. That's what we'll do. So. This, I've already told you this came second for me, but we'll go for it afterwards. This sounds awesome. I think this could be potentially one of the most coolest creatures in the game. And you know, it's basically going to be able to grapple up to, you know, creatures the size of the Rex. Its bite is meant to be a massive snapping bite. So basically it's a T-Rex crocodile, and it's meant to have good movement, good in the ocean. It would be awesome. So that's the Rosanna there. And then we have the Gorgonobsid, which again was really, really cool. This one was, you know, I've said this in multiple videos, it's nearly come to the game for such a long time. It's got some great abilities: tracking, high level tame finding, wound biting, and sensory support as well. And really cool community suggested abilities like being able to sniff out explosives and other hazards. And, you know, I've always been a massive fan of this to come to the game over time. So again, if this did come, I would not complain whatsoever. And then we have the giant mountain goat. This one was created by Neddy, another YouTuber, and the reason why I had a lot of respect for this is not only the amount of time Neddy put into to suggesting this, but it was the amazing dossier that Neddy made himself. I mean, when people make, like, this is probably the most bang on you know, dossier I've seen anyone create in the community, because you know, I've seen other people make their own dossiers and they obviously don't look as official, but they still look cool. But this one just looks like it could literally be in the game for me, so that's what really I thought was really cool. And then this is the cave lion. You guys know my opinion on it. Lions are amazing, lions are unreal, but would I want to see it in the game? I don't know. It would potentially be cool, but again, it didn't come very far up the list for me. And then we have the giant bison. This was from the creator of Fjorda. Again, I think it would actually be a very useful and cool mount in the game, and this is the way. So basically, in the Ark meta, combat wise, it's built in with a charge mechanic like the Trike and Rhino. You know, they could bleed out, and I thought it is a great idea, but because there are things like the Trike and the Rhino in the game, it was not as high up for me, I don't think. And then we have the Sky Giga and the basically the flying water war mount. This, I have to admit, has been one of my favorites for a while. You know, even in the last vote, I made a video on it last year when it first got posted. I just thought it was awesome. And then we have the giant beetle, which this, again, I actually wouldn't complain if it came to the game either. I thought this was really cool, and I did a full video talking about its details if you guys want to go check that out. So the big part of the video now, which I didn't expect to be adding in, I was gonna wait till Friday to do this, but the big part of the video is my vote. And we're going to start from number 10, because I'm going to try, and you guys already know what number 2 was. So at number 10, I actually put, if I'm correct, I just need to remember, at number 10, it was the Lord of the Skies. Now, I'm very sorry. If anyone is a fan watching this video and I did vote something low down, don't think it isn't that I don't like your design or anything like that. I generally do. Like, like all of these top 10s came to the game, I'd still be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I still think they're all great additions to the game in their own way. But I've got to be honest, and I said that I would tell you guys what my vote is, and this did come at number 10 for me then. And then at number 9 was the Cheetah. For me, I think when I look back to it, I would have probably put the Lord of the Skies in 8th place instead. So like I would have swapped it around. But the Cheetah, wherever it is, came in 9th. Just as I mentioned in the early part of the video, wasn't really what I wanted in like the final creature for Ark. If someone says to you, what was the final creature that came to Ark? And you said a Cheetah. It doesn't really excite me. And in 8th was the Cave Lion. Again, I kind of prefer it to the Cheetah, but this would be probably, if I had to do the vote again, this probably would have been 9th, to be honest, and the Cheetah would have been 10th. But that's that. And then in 7th was the Giant Bison. Again, if this does come to the game, I wouldn't complain. I know the creator of Fjorda, he got very close with this many a time, and I don't think it's a bad idea at all, but it's just down to what my opinion is and what I'd like to see on the game. So this came in 7th. And then in 6th, I've just got to remember, was definitely not the Rosanna, was the Giant Mountain Goat. So again, it's kind of got that other, I thought some of the abilities it had and how it can help you out in the game really inspired this to go a little bit higher up the list for me, but it wasn't like my number one priority. Like, it's not something that makes me go wow if that in the game. I don't think as I said, I wouldn't complain if it came with any of them, but this one it did really sound like, and it was the amount of effort as well for me that was put into this that lifted it up the list. Then, if I'm correct, in 5th was a bit of a surprise one. Oh no, it wasn't a surprise one. It was close between this and something else. And 5th was the Beetle. Again, this is definitely up there. I had a real tough decision choosing this between this and 4th. But it has some really cool ideas in it. A lot of effort put into it, the way you tame it, the way you can get it, and just, and the size of it as well. It's actually massive. Do you know what? When we click on the dossier, can we see a bigger picture of it? Its saddle, it has like these really cool turrets that you can drop like bombs from as well. And I definitely think this was so close to getting even higher than this for me. But again, that was the way I felt. And it was very close between that and the Travel Buddy. So the Travel Buddy, again, was close with 3rd, I have to admit. The Travel Buddy, I just think I would not complain whatsoever. It seems so useful. And yes, it's not your giant, scary T-Rex type creature, carnivore, that we all love to see. But as we recently got the Kark, I wasn't too bothered about having something, again, that was similar to it. So I do think this would be very useful, as with what we read earlier. That's what was my number 4 spot. So, what's going to be number 1? What do you guys think? So, in just going straight for the number 1 spot, the Sky Giga. The Sky Giga got my top spot. And the main reasons is I followed this for over a year. When it didn't come before, I was very upset. Do I think the creature submissions was way too overpowered for it? Yes, but it can be nerfed. And we made the land even scarier by adding the Kark into the game. So let's make the skies that much more scary by having a Giga version in the air as well. Again, it just was my favorite, and some of you guys caught me out, I have to admit. I read a lot of comments. I loved its saddle design, everything about it. I was literally loving it up too much in my videos, and I did see a few comments, people saying it's so obvious what Loaded voted for. So I'm sorry if I got a bit too obvious there, but it was my top favorite. I loved it so much, so of course I want it to come to the game, but I would not complain. Again, again, this was my second place, the Rosanna. I just think, I know I mentioned I don't want something else like the Karkin, but this is so different to like a giant carnivore. It's nimble, it's fast, it's powerful. It could, you know, it could be a really, really cool new dino, especially even for survival of the fittest as well. So if we go through that again very fast, Sky Giga got my number 1, Rosanna got my number 2, then the, where is it? Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's what I didn't mention. So the Gorgon Obsidian got number 3. So that was where the way my voting. This one, again, has been one of my favorite creatures for Ark in a long time. So that's how the voting went, guys. So I hope, good luck to everyone. Again, if my don't come to the game and it's something completely different, I'm not going to complain because I like them all. But I'm hoping out for it. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video very soon.